Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions Rate and Rant episode. This time, I say this time, quite often now, we've been bringing in Mr. Paul. How you doing, Paul?
Hey, Danny, good on yourself.
Yeah, good. So today we'll be discussing failure. I know that not many people like to talk about that stuff. We live in this shiny atmosphere, don't we, whereby everything is perfect. So the public perception and everything else. Now, I think it's very good that we can discuss things like this because there's only so much you can learn by a screen grab of someone's turnover from a Seller Central account. Understanding where stuff goes wrong is a massive factor, I think, and it allows people to dissect that and really do learn from those kind of, let's call, learnings rather than mistakes, education rather than failure. So I'm really looking forward to this episode because obviously me and you, we shoot the breeze and we have that no nonsense thing. So let's get straight into the show. So first question is, tell me about the product.
So I sold, I still am selling a kid's musical toy.
Yeah.
And what convinced me that it was a real winner was because I've been selling it now for almost 3 years. And every Q4, I just crush it. And I make about a 50% profit margin on that. So I was really, really happy with this product. And 2 years, it's a solid thing. So I thought, wow, order big and see what happens.
Right. Okay. So you kind of covered my second question, which is what convinced you of it being a winner, basically? Like, so if you take it back, that we had that whole psychology. I think sourcing products is a lot of psychological warfare that goes on in your head, isn't there? In terms of what your approach is, the nuances, and everything else. So, what made you decide you think that was going to be a winner pre-launching it?
So, I mean, I launched it about 2 years back, and the reason I knew it so well was because my wife loves that product for our own kid. Right. And because she's in a lot of moms groups, they all just love the same product. So I knew already there's a huge market for it, and to market it would be easy because I knew where these women are, where they hang out, and what type of products they like. So I knew that essentially, and also is that it's a kid's toy over Q4 always crushes it.
Yeah. Okay. So follow-up question to that then. So how much time and money did you lose on the project when you initially launched it? Because you said like you're still selling it now, but you had instead of a complete failure, you had a failed start in effect, haven't you?
Oh, completely. So I lost about 7 months, and to date, I'm trying not to look at it too much, but I've lost about £20,000 on that.
Right. So we lost 20 grand, 7 months. What would you say is the more painful aspect? Would you say the money or the time?
I would say neither. The fact that I knew this beforehand, the fact that I knew this mistake, and even though we're super, super experienced, we still make the most easy mistakes. And I say pure frustration because I should have seen this coming. Okay.
So then let's get into it. Where did it all go wrong?
So what happened was, beginning of the year, with Chinese New Year coming on board and everything, I made a massive order, about £15,000 worth of order. And then we've retailed for close to about 50. So I made that order mainly because of Chinese New Year. But the problem was, though, is that I made the order, and the last few units of the previous order in Amazon, I had a customer come in and say to me, their kid smashed one of the toys and swallowed the little ball bearings that's in the toy. And then immediately start saying lawsuits, tell me what's happening, must my kid go to hospital, everything. And it was pretty scary because this little toy had metal iron fillings in it, and I had all the security, so all the certification, everything, all that stuff. And I have no idea how this kid smashed open the toy. I tried myself and ended up cutting my hand. So it's ridiculously hard. And I had the safety checks, but the safety checks didn't cover the metal filings inside the toy.
Yeah.
And because this was a bundle, I can easily change it up. So then what I had to do is that the order was just about complete. The £15,000 order was just about complete in China. This was pre-Chinese New Year. So then I had to change up the bundle, apply for new certification, and then that increased the cost of the product to about an extra £5,000 because there was storage in China and certification, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then shipping it over to the UK took a little longer because I chose sea. And then had to apply new pictures, everything. So by the time I got live again, it was 7 months. So it was 7 months this product was inactive for on Amazon. And that was the longest time it's ever been inactive.
Yeah. So quick question, just devil's advocate here.
Oh, yeah.
We never wish this on anyone. This is a worst nightmare for a private label seller. Do you think the claim was real, or were they an ambulance chaser?
No, it actually was real. And the reason I think it was real, because this person contacted us through Facebook, through our Facebook page.
Right.
And they sent photos, everything. And in the beginning, it was just a mother that was really, really upset.
Yeah.
And
understandably so.
Exactly that. I mean, my wife, she was stressed, saying, "Oh no, Paul, like we have to now pay for the hospital bills. I hope the kid will be all right." The kid was absolutely fine. And I think it was mothers overreacting. Yeah. However, that was a lucky escape, because they contacted us on Facebook, not on Amazon. So we didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
So then I just thought, had this gone nuclear, it could have been everything. Just I don't even want to think about how bad we've gotten. So then immediately I thought, okay, great. Now let's go in there and just re-change everything, apply for a new certification, change the product, make sure it's as safe as possible. Even though it was, there are accidents. Yeah. And I think it was legit. And luckily it was sorted out.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I kind of stay away from stuff like that. I've never done tours or anything, because as a father, and as the father who's actually lost 2 of their children, I wouldn't wish any of this stuff on anyone else. And I think that's the thing, like, that's why it's important for people to have insurance and stuff like that to back things up, because when it comes to stuff like this, when it goes wrong, it can really go wrong. And like you said, 7 months out of a year, you can't get that back. I mean, if someone said to me, "I'll take 7 months of your life and 20 grand," and to know that that child was okay, I would have done it 10 times over.
Exactly that.
You see what I mean? So you don't.
I mean, I completely agree with you. Is that because this was a product which I originally I sourced originally 2 years back. I've been selling ever since. Is that I didn't do my due diligence back then, and now when I sell out the stock, I'm not going to restock at all, because I can't sleep easy at night knowing that even though my toys are 100% perfect, there's still always a 1 defect rate which could lead you south. So once I sell out, I'm going to stay out of this niche, even though this is a product that will bring in about 10 to 15 K a month just on autopilot.
So just for clarity, so you're still selling it. You want to clear your Christmas run on this product. I'm not sure when this episode will air, so it might be post Christmas.
Fair enough.
But you're waiting to clear on that stock. Maybe if you've got excess, you'll clear in January. And what you're saying is you want to get out of that field and just focus on your other line of products. Yeah,
correct. Exactly that. And then, I mean, also just peace of mind. That's priceless.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I want to make sure it's perfect, as much as I want to say this product's perfect, there's still that always concern.
Yeah. Okay. So give me a few key points now. What were the lessons learned from this? If you were to sit down and pull up a scrapbook and start writing some notes from the lessons that you learned, that the viewers and listeners can understand themselves, if they decide to get into that niche and look for improvements. I think some of the key parts of this is that you may have made a load of mistakes, unintentional mistakes, but someone can see an opportunity at selling kids' toys to avoid all that, So let's break down the key things. Imagine someone sets out, starts again, goes into that niche. Give us 3 to 5 things that you must do before you start entering into that world.
First of all, don't make such a large order. I did because I was an established product and it was Chinese New Year coming up and I had to beat the curve. But don't do that. Like if don't make a large order, try to keep it as small as possible. Obviously to be kept cost effective, but you don't want to be stuck with loads of stock because that would just burn a huge hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
And then make sure all your certification is solid. And I mean, completely solid. So
I know it's not always easy to remember. Go through some of the certification for you that you've
Sure. So now for kids' toy, you have to have the CE qualification, the CE certification. And you should apply. I mean, I applied for mine in China, so it's all good and done properly. However, I wasn't as thorough as I should have had it. And then I applied the second time, completely thorough, paid quite a bit to get it done. And that should have been done first time. But I never knew about that. I never knew I should actually check the iron fillings inside a toy. I just didn't ever think across my mind. So things like that, make sure your check is thorough. And also, make sure you run multiple quality inspection checks. I mean, these products, they've arrived back. They're selling now, but I know for a fact 10% of these products are defective. They're defective in a way that maybe the scratches, nothing that could ever hurt a child, but slightly defective. And kind of sucks now that because the stock's been transported so many times and changed so many times, 10% are defective, which really, really burns me because the reviews are coming in and they're not killing me, but the reviews are saying that the scratches here looks used, not very good to have. So make sure multiple quality inspections, especially when you change up things all the time.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest deal is don't let your ASINs go out of stock for longer than 2 months. This product, so I got it back in stock now within 7 months, and I've poured tons of Facebook ads at it. And I'm doing Facebook ads, and they're selling at 50% off, 30% off, 8% off, all different price points. I'm really mixing up the promotions and different keywords, everything, and I can't get it to sell organically. This time last year, I was doing about 30 to 40 units a day at about £10 profit. Now, 2 to 3 units a day.
Yeah.
Because it's out of stock for so long, it's hard to buck the curve back into make Amazon think we're relevant for searching.
You've got two things you've got there, haven't you? Like, I mean, obviously we only know from our own testing and externally, but you've got two things I can, for me, that stand out. You've got a seasonal product going to take effect in terms of not just your trailing 7 days, which is only your local time on your history, but you've got a product that's one that you've launched, it's sold, then it stops selling, plus it's seasonal, then it comes back in. I think that's going to be difficult it's like waking the dead, isn't it? In terms of the list.
Very much so, yeah.
You're sometimes maybe better off launching with a new ASIN.
Exactly. If I had launched with a new ASIN, I'd be in a much better spot with this product right now. Yeah. Even though I would be scrapping about 200 reviews, those reviews mean nothing if you can't sell.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so there's a lot of, we've kind of covered quite a bit there. Now, pushing forward from those learnings, what are the 3 main characteristics that you look for when you're sourcing a product now?
So first of all is that, can you sell your product using Facebook ads? So in this case, this product won't sell organically on Amazon. I can shift stock through it, still make a break even or slight profit using Facebook ads. Yeah. So now when I look at products, I always look, can I sell this with Facebook ads? Does this incite emotion in the customer? I mean, if you look at the selling a kid's toy versus, I don't know, let's go with a chair wheels or something really boring. If you put that on Amazon, put them on Facebook, what's going to sell easier on Facebook? A kid's toy or just something really boring and no one cares for. Yeah. So basically, if I can sell on Facebook ads, that's a big thing because they don't have dead stock. I know I can shift it.
So quick question there to break that up. Are we talking, you're saying about selecting this product to sell or to stimulate rank? 2 different things.
Sorry, good point. I should say that. Stimulate rank.
Right. Okay.
So send traffic, converting traffic to Amazon. Yeah.
Rather than trying to do 15% off and make money from the Facebook ads, you're trying to do the discounted ads so that
correct.
That stimulates the rank, so the actual not proper buyers, but the buyers on Amazon, where you've created this visibility, are the ones that are going to buy this product. Okay.
Spot on. Exactly that. And then the other 2 things I'll look for is that will I make at least 40% profit? So I'll look at that. I'll say, can I make 40% profit when I ship by sea? Because then I know that my costs are minimized, and can I make 40% profit because then I know that now I can be really aggressive with my Facebook ads, with my PPC. Because essentially, if I can break even on an order, on a first order, I know then I can gain rank really quickly, and then future and subsequent orders will be much more profitable.
Yeah. Excellent. And the final point, would you say?
The one is that, I mean, this goes back to the basics. How difficult is it to copy your product?
Yeah.
So in my case, it's a musical toy that's actually a bundle of toys. And that bundle, each toy is actually from a different manufacturer. So if someone tries to copy me, they have a tough time because they have to go to different suppliers, everything. I know for a fact, not many factories in China will manufacture all the products which I have in this bundle. Yeah. So I know for a fact, no one will copy it, and they will have to do a lot of work.
Yeah. So you're using ring fencing technique in order to to placate any other competition coming in, because they're at the pain of systemizing all of those and consolidating each shipment from 3 different areas. So I imagine that one of the other problems that you have with that is because it's 3 lots of manufacturing times you've got to manage and sew together.
Yeah.
So that must mean is that you are focusing on maybe 1 or 2 shipments a year rather than
exactly,
because how painful it is. But
yeah, that's too much work to do that way.
Yeah, cool. And then the final question for you: if you had one piece of advice for our audience, listeners and viewers, what would it be?
So first of all, I mean, I think you're about to this as well. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, you're still going to make the most basic mistakes. I mean, for years now, we've been selling, and we always say we'll never go out of stock. Pretty much most Amazon sellers, 8% of the time, they go out of stock. And that's pretty standard. And I mean, really what I would say is that do your homework as much as possible. Don't do too much homework where you get into analysis paralysis, but do your homework and make sure you do your checks. You think of every possible thing that could go wrong. Make sure you have a plan for each, so you're ready to react if something does happen.
Excellent. Well, Paul, again, thank you for coming in. I'm sure we're going to get you in a lot more this year as well.
Thank you, Danny.
What's the best way people can reach you if they've got any questions, want a bit of advice and stuff?
So the best way, there are 2 ways. Either join up in my Facebook group, it's FBA Renegades, or just go to my website, it's Epsilon e-commerce, and I'll put the links to those in the comments after this.
Yeah, we'll do that in the show notes. All right, mate. Thank you very much for coming in today. Guys, thank you for your time and your ears. We look forward to seeing you again soon.